Alright, okay, so this is the final lesson of Module 9. Okay, so I'm just recording this lesson basically because, well, if I had to record 9.1 already and 9.3, I might as well record 9.5. So, okay, so that's why I'm doing it. So, yay. Alright, so this one is on properties of kites and trapezoids. Okay, so for kite, we know that it has two distinct pairs of congruent consecutive sides. So that means this segment is congruent to this segment, and this segment is congruent to this segment. Two distinct pairs. This is a pair, and this is also a pair of congruent consecutive sides. Okay, next part. Diagonals are perpendicular. This is a diagonal, this is a diagonal. Perpendicular, like in the other lessons. So perpendicular means that when they intersect each other, uniform right angles. So, and I believe this part here has only one pair of opposite angles that are congruent. Okay, so that means this angle here is congruent to that one. Okay, so here let's just go through some of the examples. So find the missing measures of the kite. Okay, so if I want to find the missing measures of the kite, basically we know that this is a right angle, so this is also a right angle. So if I want to find the measure of angle ABE, there's a couple ways that you can do this. So we know that the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So in order to find this measure, this is just 180 minus 41 minus 90 degrees. And if you do that out, that should be 49 degrees. So that means the measure of angle ABE is 49 degrees. Now there's another way that you could do this. If you already know you have a right angle, you know that the sum of these two angles and the other ones, they have to add up to 90. So that's another way you can do it. Just go 90 minus 41, and that's 49 degrees. Okay, measure of angle CBE. This one, same thing. So you could do 180 minus 24 minus 90. And that should give you 66. So the measure of angle CBE is 66 degrees. So again, if you wanted to, you just go 90 minus 24, which is 66. But mainly, it's the sum of the angles in the triangle that add up to 180, and just subtract all the other angle measures that you already know. Okay, next part. So measure of angle ABC. So we know that angle ABE is 49 degrees. We know that CBE is 66 degrees. So therefore, if we add these two measures together, that should give us angle ABC. So that's 49 plus 66, and that will give 115. So that means the measure of angle ABC is 115 degrees. Okay, next. So this part here, it says, has only one pair of opposite angles that are congruent. So if you have opposite angles that are congruent, so what that means is that angle ABC has to also equal angle ABD. ABC is congruent to ADC. So this is also 115 degrees. Okay. The measure of angle BAD. Okay, so I seem to have missed this. It's in your book if you wanted to. I wonder if this works. Yeah, it's this one, page 472. So this part here, for quadrilateral as a kite, one of the diagonals bisects the pair of non-congruent angles. So now our non-congruent angles are this one and this one. So we know that one of the diagonals bisects the pair of non-congruent angles. Bisects meaning it split this into this whole angle BAD into two equal parts. So that means this angle here has to be 41 degrees. And if you want to find the measure of angle BAD, well, it's just 41 times 2, or 41 plus 41. So this is 82 degrees. Okay, and next part is easy. So if we know BC is 12, DC based on these markings, DC also has to be 12. DA is 5, AB has to be 5. Okay, so that's pretty much how you do that one. Alright, so now we're going to go into trapezoids. Alright, so trapezoids have only one pair of parallel sides. So notice in the diagrams here I put you only have one pair of parallel sides. Same side interior angles between parallel lines are supplementary. So what this implies is if you add up this angle plus this angle, it should equal 180. If you add up this angle and this angle, it should also equal 180. And it also works for isosceles trapezoid as well. Okay, so this part, it says find the missing measures of the trapezoid. So basically, this is just 180 minus 104. And that is 76 degrees. So that means measure of angle S is 76 degrees. Measure of angle Q, this one here is just 180 minus 41. And that is 139. So that means the measure of angle Q is 139 degrees. Yep, that is pretty much it to that one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the next part here is the trapezoid mid-segment theorem. All right, the trapezoid mid-segment theorem says that the midpoint of a trapezoid connects this mid-segment of this trapezoid connects the midpoint of these two legs. So I don't know if you saw this earlier. The legs of the trapezoid are the ones on the outside. Your bases are the ones that are on the top and the bottom. Well, in this case, if it's flipped around, then it's the other way. But these are the legs. Okay. So the length of this mid-segment can be found by taking the average length of the two bases. So basically, this is the formula that tells you that as long as the bases and the mid-segment are parallel to each other, then you can use this formula to find the length of xy, which is the average of the lengths of this base BC and this length AD. So you divide that by 2 because there's 2 of them. So mid-segment, yeah. Okay, so this is pretty easy. Solve for EF. This is the mid-segment. EF is going to be equal to AB plus DC over 2. AB is 14. DC is 26. Divide by 2, so 14 plus 26 is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. That means EF is 20. Okay, so the next one is the fun one. Alright, so now you want to solve for FG. So now you kind of have to play with the variables around. So this is basically this on its side. So it's going to look like that. So what you want to do is solve for FG. Okay, so in order to solve for FG, you can also create a formula. PQ now is our mid-segment. Okay, so PQ is equal to FG plus EH over 2. Okay, so what we know is PQ is 19.7. 19.7 equals FG plus EH over 2. Now, our goal is to solve for FG. We also know that EH is 22.4. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this actually. EH is 22.4. So in order to solve for FG, the idea is we want to isolate FG, or if you wanted to, you could call it X. You could call this X, but basically you want to isolate FG by itself. So multiply by 2 on both sides. So 19.7 times 2. So this is 39.4. 39.4 equals, so this cancels out. This cancels out. We have FG plus 22.4. Now you want to solve, you want to isolate FG by itself. If you solve for it, subtract 22.4 from both sides. And I believe that is 17. Yep. Okay, 17 equals FG. Okay, so that's solving for FG. FG is 17. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it to this lesson. Yeah, and that's pretty much all of Module 7. 9. Module 9. Yep. Okay. With that being said, good luck studying for the test. And I hope these 3 sets of videos have helped. Okay, bye.